As you can see, we are going through a very dynamic phase in the world affairs. The war, the geopolitical issues, the coming out of the pandemic, all are causing turbulence in the marketplace. Whatever we were doing pre-pandemic, we haven't quite returned back to where we were before. There are some cases we are above, some cases we are below. The supply chain disruptions are slowly coming to an end. But put all this together, there are inventory corrections, there are slowdown in specific sectors. For example, when the China COVID shutdown happened, cell phone sales went down. Cryptocurrency collapsed, and there are processors and those kinds of electronic things that are needed for crypto mining have collapsed. But secularly, however, data-related industries over time are still poised for growth. In a long term, the growth of data is 30–35% compounded year over year. So in the end, when you have to store it, network it, process it, you are going to see the return of this over the long term.
All right. To ask about how you would like to expand your footprint in India, what are the growth opportunities you see?
In general, India offers some very exciting opportunities. Clearly, the growing middle class. You can see even in the middle of the turbulence around the world, India is one of those steady growth regions. We are continuing to see this 8% plus minus growth here. And given that growth, and given the growing middle class, and the enormous increase in data consumption per capita in India, allows us all an opportunity to come back, whether it is in big data center related applications or in client applications where end users are using it, or in consumer applications. There are many, many, many opportunities in India that we are interested in.
Okay, my final two questions. Many countries are considering a China plus one strategy. How important do you think this moment is for India? And what are some of the factors that companies would keep in mind while trying to transfer their supply chains from China to other countries?
The supply chain strategies that worked for the long term earlier on were clearly shown to be not so probable to use during the pandemic. For instance, just in time did not work. You could see that concentration when one country shut down for the pandemic, oh my God, what do we do? My critical supply just went away. Even in a certain region, it is hard. When there was a wave of pandemic closures that happened from one country, next country, it still affects the entire. Shipping was a very big issue. When airlines stopped, when passengers were not flying, along with it used to be cargo space, that went away. Containers ended up getting stuck in one side. So you saw all this, and now we come back and say, you know what, I have to seriously rethink how I optimize my supply footprint. Critical supply as opposed to things that I need to keep in bulk to make this work. We are thinking about all this very, very carefully. Where we should do it. Where are our consumers? Where are our customers? Where is the availability of talent? Where is the availability of raw materials? Where is the availability of proper government support? These all have to be factored when we choose how we re-optimize our supply chain.
All right. Any areas of concern that you're working with the Indian government on?
Indian government has been very good in general.
Or maybe one reform that the Indian government must do.
Bureaucracy in general in India is something that we can do a little bit more reforming of. There is a lot that has changed. There is a lot that has gotten better. But still, that last mile has to be improved in making the bureaucracy a little bit less onerous than it is today.